Okay, here we are with Michael Ruffin and Paisley McLeod, stars of the film Rabies. And Michael, who did you play in this movie?
I played Dave. He's just one of the few college kids that decided to go romping through the woods with some zombies.
Okay. How did you feel about playing your character? I mean, was he a stretch from, say, your personality, or?
Not really. He's very similar to my personality. Kind of protective, loyal. Just kind of normal college kid. That likes to hang out and have some fun.
Ah, okay, and Paisley, did you enjoy playing a zombie
I did, very
in
much.
it? Okay, well, did you have to prepare to be a zombie, or did it come naturally?
It came very naturally.
I guess you've had a lot of research on the topic of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Any favorites in particular?
Bub from Day of the Dead.
Ah,
He's my favorite.
that'd be great. So, Michael, what did you think of working with TerraVision? Anything in particular?
It's definitely an experience I won't forget. It was a lot of fun on like the days that we were shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it. It's what I want to do, as a career, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity. All around, it was a pretty good experience.
Okay. So, how long have you been acting?
Oh, I've been acting since high school. Done a little bit, through middle and some in high school, and I didn't really get into acting as a career choice until I went to college. When I did, I was backstage tech crew for Cinderella, and just kind of was like, this is something I really, really want to do, really enjoy it. And ever since then, I've just been doing various plays at Murray State University, and also Playhouse in the Park in Murray.
How did you get in contact with TerraVision?
Actually, through a friend at work. He was going to play Todd, but with his school conflicts and things like that, he wasn't able to. But through him, I met TerraVision.
Ah, okay. And Paisley, how did you get in contact with TerraVision?
He told me about it.
Ah, okay.
And I just jumped on.
Okay. Well, so you rehearsed a lot for this movie. Is that right? Yeah, we had several rehearsals, and I think it started. When was it? It may have been in February, or we had that big audition in Murray.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody came out, and we had several rehearsals in the following months ahead. So what do you think of your other cast members?
They all suck. They are part of what made the experience enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
They were all really cool. All of them willing to learn something new, because we're all, it's first time for everybody basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were all really cool, and it was enjoyable.
And you didn't know any of the other cast members beforehand?
I knew Sarepta.
But are you still in contact with any of the cast members?
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, are you working on any projects right now?
I'm writing a few scripts myself, probably film next year, hopefully. Nothing really official yet, so I'm not going to say names or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I may work up in Lexington, Louisville area on a project called Malfunction.
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to that. It'll be probably sometime next year.
That'd be good. Any comments or anything about the entire movie? Any memorable experiences? Paisley?
When we had to turn all the lights out and he was playing Thriller on his phone. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall the entire experience of it was very enjoyable. I'm looking forward to how it turns out, and to actually see something that we all worked hard on, in our hands and on the screen, and be like, hey, I know that guy. He sucks.
Oh, well, I'm going to pause it right now and see if there's any questions I've forgotten. Okay. Well, you've been a fan of horror movies for a long time now.
And horrors also.
Well, sometimes they go together.
Horrors and horrors.
You can't make a good horror film without some horrors. And
This is true. We have a few in Rabies. Like myself.
Now,
I'm not talking bad about any
No.
of the female cast members.
no.
I'm
I mean, you admit that you're a whore, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do you like horror films?
I do like horror films.
Who are do you have any killers that stand out to you as far as icons?
There are a few. I mean, Guy Hansen, original Leatherface. He's an awesome person. I've got to meet him once before, and he's a really nice person. Probably the coolest person I ever got to meet, as far as horror convention goes and everything like that, would be Derek Mears. Just his personality alone just blew me away. How nice he was. How hard he tried to memorize every single person's name that he could. And I mean, he was just a genuinely nice guy. And for a guy like that, and could easily just like break you in half with his pinky, but be so nice, it was really impressive.
Paisley, what about you?
Well, my favorite horror icon, I guess, would have been Anthony Perkins. Even if he died back in the 90s, it would have been awesome to have met him because of his role as Norman Bates in Psycho. That's my favorite horror movie ever.
Now, are you a fan of Hitchcock? Was
Vertigo.
that?
I like all of them.
I guess his style is not seen so much today. I guess
Right.
it's just it's not as gory. I believe
It's subtle.
It is.
That's very, very scary.
but
in
it's
itself.
still very dark, and especially for the 60s, it was still
50s,
pretty
60s.
50s, 60s. It was still pretty dark. But like you said, the killer, he was actually based on a real killer.
Ed Gein.
So
I know my history.
So his movies were scary in that it was based on true events too, except for the birds.
Yeah.
And they'll shit on you, but that's the biggest fear I have. So you love zombie movies and horror films. Do you also have any other genres that you prefer? Are you also a fan of comedy or science fiction? Anybody?
I'm a fan of all movies except for the ones that just absolutely suck. I mean, that's kind of very broad, but most of those movies that suck are typically the chick flicks, maybe because they don't have no substance to them. It's basically, some random bad boy falls in love with some good girl, good bad boy does something, good girl runs away, bad girl finds girl, girl sucks, bad guy's the cop.
Yeah, I mean,
You can bleep that out.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're really terrible. You know, easy plot. They get the girls in because they think, you know, that's how love should be. But you know, and otherwise, you know, I am an action junkie, but action junkie, and it's just, you know, explosions.
I like when things blow up.
Well, that's good. So both of you can watch things getting blown up together, and
Yeah.
awesome. Well, let's see. I'm doing this sort of on the fly. Speaking of the fly, did you like
That's
that
another
movie?
good movie. Mm-hmm.
The remake or the original?
original.
The original.
Yeah.
You gotta love those old-fashioned horror movies that you can tell it's a guy with a big fly head on,
Yes.
and
You can see the zipper.
Oh, and anything with Vincent Price is always anything.
he's like and he's an icon, even though he's like not wearing costumes or anything. He's just
Himself.
himself. He's creepy, I guess,
Mhm.
but a fun and entertaining creepy.
Mhm.
You may not want to spend the night at his house.
I probably would.
Well, he'd be kind of a cool, creepy uncle or something like that.
Uncle Vinny.
It'd be great to have him read you like a bedtime story.
Oh, yeah.
That would be, you'd have nightmares, but it'd be like the good Vincent Price nightmares.
Welcome to my
Well, let's see. So you like action movies, horror, like horror films?
I do like a good horror film.
Yes. So, are you planning any horror films in the near future?
It's up to her if she lets me. I gotta pay the bills. I get paid $100 an inch.
Please tell me that's not going to
No.
Okay.
No.
It is.
No.
It's totally going in there.
Well, we'll put in the next horror film, so we'll just like cut it in half. One half for the horror, and the other will be the horror film. So we'll actually have both covered.
Yeah.
So what name are you going by in this horror film?
What name am I going to?
Yeah.
The horror film. Oh gosh. Action Jackson.
I thought you might have had something with muffin, something uffin.
Or roughing it up.
Ruffin.
Just done muffin. Yes.
Oh my.
That's catchy, I guess.
Yeah.
Stuffing.
Yeah, there you go. That's the name. It's Stuffin' Ruffin. There we go.
Trademarked. All rights reserved.
It's a Thanksgiving special.
I don't even want to, like a pilgrim outfit and Indian. I'm trying to think of anything else. Paisley, how did you enjoy all the makeup effects?
Oh, it was fun. It got very tiring, but it was still fun.
Mm-hmm.
Working with all the people, it was really interesting.
And you also did makeup for the other actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you also got makeup put on you.
Mm-hmm.
Which did you enjoy, the being put on or working with all these zombies, putting the makeup on these people?
I liked it pretty equal because, getting to put the makeup on everybody else, you get to be creative and do little interesting things, and then when you get to sit down and have the makeup put on you, you're resting.
Was it pretty tiring putting all the makeup on the zombies? Did you?
After a while, it got pretty tiring.
Did you have like a time frame that you had to have all these people done in such a short time, or did you go at your own pace?
I tried to go as fast as I could with keeping things looking
Mhm.
you know, as neat and orderly as zombies can be. So
It's orderly zombies. And where was this film filmed?
our friend Sarepta Thuray's house.
And you've known her for
Years.
Yeah.
Since we were in high school.
I'll be sure to interview her sometime because she's busy all the time, so it's difficult getting a hold of her. But
I was just yawning.
I've got that on tape. But yeah, you've known her for a long time. Was there anything funny that happened on set? As, like, say, a big shirtless man walking around getting people shots all the time? I've got that on the footage. Her dad walking around.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, there's not really anything absolutely hilarious that happened.
And this was done in
3 days.
3 days.
12-hour days.
On
Long 12-hour days.
on Saturdays, not 3 days in a row, but one Saturday.
12
I remember it being hotter than hell.
Yeah.
And the humidity was pretty bad too. That's what I love about filming zombie movies in June, early July.
My face melted off.
It did. It did. It was pretty bad for
It
zombies.
got so hot my guts fell out.
Yeah. And that was, you know, Paisley's special effects. Tell
That's
us.
fun.
They're quite tasty.
Now,
Cherry Kool-Aid.
now afterwards, you just drenched them out and poured in a
Oh.
pitcher, and you know,
Drink it.
let's have a glass of Michael's guts.
Trademark.
Good.
Have Michael as the Kool-Aid man bursting into
Oh,
her
yeah.
Yeah. Your guts hanging out. Can I have a glass?
Zombie aid.
Yummy.
We need to market that.
Yeah.
Trademark. TM.
Oh, that would be funny. But yeah. So I've already worked on some designs for the coffee commercial. Eventually filming, hopefully, as soon as I confirm everybody. Your friend. I've got to talk to your friend Kevin, the music composer. I've got a 3D coffee can that I'll probably print out and put on an actual coffee can. And if both of you still want to be the 50s housewife, 50s husband in the business suit, you know. Of course, you already have all the makeup experience from Rabies, so you would be pretty good at the makeup. And I'm planning on filming it, not here, but at my grandfather's house. It's a nice house. It's like you can definitely tell it could be like a 50s house, and you don't have a business suit, right? I guess I would have to rent one for you because I think they're like $75. I think. I remember over at Mr. Penguin whenever I was getting ready for prom, I think it was like $75 for a tuxedo.
I can't remember. I rented the zoot suit.
Zoot suit.
It was a little bit more.
But I think I would like to have a gray businessman suit with a briefcase.
I can probably get a briefcase. Tara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
She has like a ton of old briefcases.
Mm-hmm.
and things
She
like that.
collects them.
Oh, yeah. I like, you just be holding it, and then the 50s housewife. I would love maybe the beehive or. Did they wear like ponytails or?
In the 50s, yeah, they were like those high ponytails.
Yeah, because you're a big expert on like classic television shows, so you know, like Monsters,
Oh, yes.
Addams Family. So you would know.
That's insight.
I know. But I mean, that's in that 50s style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smiling muffin.
Gotta get ready for those horror films.
You ought to have Insight sponsor you, you know?
Yeah.
Just get a tattoo on your ass. Stop it before you go in it. I'm ready. You know, I've had all day to prepare for this interview, and I'm finding myself speechless. Would you ever work with television again?
On a few. Working with television was fun. It was interesting. It had a lot of good experiences and also some bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually looking to branch out of the unpaid part of the low budget and get into the paid.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got paid, then yeah, probably I would.
Okay.
I mean,
Good save. Good
Yeah.
save.
brother, gotta pay the bills.
Mm-hmm. Which, you know, I'm planning with that coffee thing. Hell, after I'll have to get a budget together, but you know, I don't feel that people should act for free. You know, I'm not the fully indie like some people would believe that everybody indie should get paid nothing, but you know, experience. You know, I'll probably, you know, of maybe half a day of shooting, I'd probably say at least $50 per person. I'd say at least. You know, that's small, but at least it's not nothing.
That's more than enough.
Yeah, because I mean, it's. I think it'd be a fun experience, and you know, you're not going to be out in the woods without toilets, so it's going to be a comfortable working environment, I believe, for one day. So you've made a lot of connections and friends, I guess, throughout the past year from horror conventions and filming movies. You know, what are your plans for this next year?
Hopefully, be in some of the other movies. Malfunction is probably more, direct project that will be coming up. I do have another friend that he's working on some things that he wants me to do. I actually have like 3 or 4 people that are working on something that want me to do something, but that's kind of where it is right now. They haven't told me what it is, when it's going to be, but it'll be next year sometime. Hopefully eventually move to Lexington too, because that'd be a nice place to work.
It would be. Now you said that you're writing. Now, are your writings, are they say a comedy or just like a mixture of?
I have one zombie, one action, another kind of like horror psycho-esque, like thriller. One of them is a family comedy type deal. Then just a novel, and just writing a lot of different ideas. Working them all on all of them, so they're all taking kind of slow. But
know how that is.
got another one that's actually based off of a true story of a friend, and we're making it into a comedy.
Is it like is it meant to be a comedy or?
Well, the situation is not very comical, but it can be made into.
Well, I mean, it's sometimes good to make a comedy out of something that is not so funny.
It's quite hilarious to us, but not to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how the consensus.
But as long as he's okay with it.
Oh yeah, he said he'd be willing to play himself. So.
Oh, well then that works out. So, well, I'm not honestly, I can't think of anything else. Both of you've um, answered just about every question I've had. And anything before I close the camera up?
No.
Okay. Well, anything, Paisley?
Brains.
Brains. It's always good to end on brains. Close in on brains. Well, this is the end of the Michael Ruffin and Paisley McLeod interview. And we'll get everybody else's interview, hopefully. Still got Sarepta's and Todd's and Jamie's. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, this will be put together eventually. So, alright then. Well, this is it. Wave bye-bye. Alright. And who are you?
I am Sarepta Thuray, and I play Shannon in the movie.
Well, tell us a little bit about your character in the movie.
Shannon is a prospective love of... Crap, who's that person? I forgot everyone's names.
Okay, well, we have Todd, who played Todd. And then we have Michael, who played...
God, I screamed his name so many times, too. See, you can't even remember it. What's his name? Cut.
Dave.
Dave. Okay.
Dave.
Yeah, let's start
All
that
right,
out.
cut.
We'll just start.
Okay. All right. And tell us about which character you played in the movie.
Well, I play Shannon in the movie. I'm second to last to die, and I'm the prospective love of Dave in the movie. I'm kind of the quiet, scared one, but when things need to get done, I really do kick ass.
Well, in any way, do you kind of see yourself as your character in the movie? Or do you...
It was actually kind of hard to become Shannon. I'm more of a tough kind of person, and I don't like relying on other people. And I kind of found myself more relating with Jamie character. I was the one who would want to grab the guns and let's go kill him. But Shannon was very panicky and scared and always crying and yelling for help.
So was that more of a stretch acting as your character in the movie than, let's say, any other role that you've had?
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a difficulty, but I had fun, and it was definitely a great experience to learn how to be a character that's harder to work with than somebody who's more like me, because with somebody more like me, I can just throw in my own characteristics of who I am, but with Shannon, I had to become this quiet, subdued kind of person.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right, well, I'm going to read off from the list that Don has given me. How did you get involved with TerraVision?
How did I get involved with TerraVision? My friends, Paisley and Muffin, were first introduced to TerraVision, and Muffin, Michael Ruffin, who plays Dave in the movie, was talking to me about it, and I liked the idea. So we drive out into the middle of good old Calvert City one night and meet these two men at Waffle House. One very quiet, and one is just uber excited to meet everybody. And we sat and we talked about the movie and went out to the vehicle, ran over some of the scripts, and ta-da, there we were.
Well, let's see, because Don's given me all these questions, and I don't always like going by what he asks. Do you like zombie movies?
Oh, I love zombie movies. Anything with eating brains.
Do you have any favorite ones?
Dawn of the Dead,
Dawn of the
definitely,
Dead.
and Zombieland. I love Zombieland. It's funny.
It is a good movie. Horror movies in general, or is it just one type?
I've always loved horror movies since I was a kid. First horror movie I watched, I wasn't even old enough to remember. My father used to set me under his arm and I would watch him. And then growing up, I would get to the point where I was behind the couch, looking over it and peeking and ducking behind. And it eventually got to where I was with a blanket, and now I just laugh at them.
Did you ever think you were going to be in a horror movie or?
Not a horror movie. I always wanted to be in some type of movie. I loved acting as a kid and always pursued to become an actress. So,
Well, how long have you been acting?
since I was about 5 years old, I think, just acting inside the house and getting into that. And then my mom started to get me into acting classes, and we would go to modeling agencies and stuff like that.
Oh.
It's really loud.
Well, can you tell us about some of your other works?
I have been in a few plays. The Crucible, You Have the Right to Remain Dead, where I was a gun-happy, poisonous person. I have been in plays, like The Christmas Carol. I was the present or future. Yeah, I was future. I was a singer, just all little tiny parts. So this was actually one of my first major roles.
Oh. Well, have you acted in any play since filming of Rabies ended?
No, I haven't. It got into more Christmassy time, and we got busy at work.
Oh, do you have anything planned for this year or next year? Or?
I have TerraVision's asking me to come back and do a few movies with them, so I'm thinking maybe. Who knows?
Well, okay, I must ask what Don and I thought about, what I was going to ask. How did you enjoy working with Don Owens?
How did I enjoy working with Don Owens?
How was the experience?
Working with Don, man, sometimes you got your ups, sometimes you got your downs. Don is a great guy, but sometimes you want to run and hide far, far away, and then other times you're automatically feeling great with Don. You think everything's really easy. It's definitely an up and down kind of thing, but I think that's the way it is with all directors, and you just have to hang in there and hold on for the ride.
Well, so we're at the actual place that Rabies was filmed.
Yes, we are.
And
I actually live here.
wow.
It's a little weird. You go outside and you look out on your front porch. Sometimes if it's dark, I'm like, zombies are going to come out of my front yard, and I need to run as quickly as possible to my car or to the house. It just depends. I can still look out there and see them coming up.
So how was your experience filming Rabies? How did you?
Oh my gosh. It was a hot summer. It was humid. It was a blast. Everyone was really great. We were all sweating our asses off, and we all got really close to each other. We laughed. We got angry at one another. I think it was funny when we quarantined the zombies to the house because if they went outside, their makeup would melt off, and it was really funny just watching them eat pizza, and there's a cat about to walk up behind my back. And it was a great experience. I found out that you can't put too many plugs into a surge charger because it will blow.
Well, let's see. You knew some of the other actors before Rabies?
I did. I knew Paisley, and she was a zombie extra. Muffin, Michael Ruffin, and I went to high school with one another, and then randomly people would appear at my house that were coming to be zombie extras. I'm like, hey, what are you doing at my house? The makeup artists boyfriend, Pip, I was really surprised to see him, but it was fun. It was like a whole reunion at my house, so kind of cool.
Yeah, I was surprised on see how many people actually knew each other. You know,
Yeah.
small world.
Well, we are in Western Kentucky.
Yeah. So-
Welcome to good old Western Kentucky.
How long did it take to film the movie?
Surprisingly, the rehearsals themselves took longer than filming the movie. It took us 3 days to film the movie. We would start when it got dark, and we would end at 4 a.m. in the morning, maybe later. We were all tired, we were aggravated, we were sweaty, I was covered in fake blood. Yep, and it took about 3 days.
So
4 days for reshoots.
Well, also some scenes weren't shot here, right?
Some scenes weren't shot here. Some of them were shot over at my family's cemetery and the church. And then some of them were shot at Dawn's house in the woods. I haven't seen all of those, but I'm definitely excited to see them.
Well, you've talked about rehearsing longer than the movie was made.
The rehearsing, we would always get together at ungodly amounts of hours because it was always hard for us to get together. We weren't hired on to do this job, and this wasn't our only job. We have lives outside of this, and we had to work around everybody's work schedules and meet up. And then we had some people had acted all their lives, and some people hadn't. So we were dealing with two different experiences and trying to get everyone up to the same acting abilities, and it was definitely interesting.
Well, was there any, say, experiences during Rabies or afterwards involving Rabies that are memorable?
The friends I have, definitely the friends I've made. There are people at Walmart that we'll still see each other and we'll just grr. Just growl at each other. People start staring at us and we're like, what? Zombie, duh. One of my favorite memories was we went to Waffle House after shooting, and I was covered in fake blood, and somebody was still in zombie makeup, and they kind of walked slowly up, and I ran in and screamed, zombies, and sat down and asked for some coffee, and Waffle House workers are looking at us like we're insane.
Oh.
Good times.
Well, do you keep in contact with any of the cast members?
Michael and I hang out a lot. Paisley is trying to get a job, so rarely see her. Wish I could see her more because I love my Paisley. Josh, also known as Cricket, or as I've nicknamed Gurr. We hang out at Waffle House, and we've gone off on little expeditions to what we call the Piano Keeper's House in Sharp, or some people know it as the Blair Witch House. We go off on our little adventures like that. So pretty much keeping close. I keep contact with Todd online, Misty Simmons, we talk online, and then Dawn as well.
Now you mentioned Misty. Now, how was working with her? Did you?
I love Misty. She's so sweet, and I don't know, I just pictured her being taller than me or something like that, and she's just this small, petite little thing, and I felt gigantic next to her. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're adorable, and I just want to put you in my pocket. I don't think anyone wants to actually be called adorable, though, so I really had fun with her. She's just a really funny, friendly person.
Yeah. Would you ever want to act with her again?
Oh yeah, definitely. I had a lot of fun. She's has a lot of ideas and will help you out, and she's a good person overall.
Now you had another actress come out on the set, Dawn Lynn.
Yep, Dawn Lynn. I still talk to her every once in a while. She's a good actress. I like her country accent because in no way does she sound like that. I got to actually watch her do a scene, and it was interesting to see her do her thing. It was fun. I had to talk to her, and it was just a good experience. I liked it.
Would you ever want to work with her again?
Oh yeah, definitely. Good person. Good actress. We're good.
I'm running out of things to ask, I should have had me a long list of questions.
You said it was up here.
I know. I got this hat too tight, so I can't think. Well, anything you want to add?
Rabies. Does rabies actually make you turn into a zombie? That is the question of the entire movie. Can a rabid raccoon bite you, make you foam at the mouth, start rotting, and make you eat people? Because rabies doesn't make you eat people, does it? That was our wonderful little motto. I don't know if rabies actually makes you kill and eat people. I wouldn't think so. Maybe get really sick. I don't think I'd go around hugging or kissing people if I got rabies, but I guess you can die from it. There's things that would do that. Rabies is one of them, but eat brains? Who knows?
Well, do you have raccoons around here that could have rabies?
Yeah. Which makes me nervous now. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Anytime I see a raccoon, I'm just like, hit it, kill it, die. Little critter was scary.
Now, in a zombie attack, the one that wants to go out and shoot and kill the zombies.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be scared.
I would probably be scared at first. Wouldn't want those suckers anywhere near me, but I'm a pretty calm person when it comes down to it, and I do what needs to be done. So just remember the rules. Always aim for the head. Double tap.
Now, so you know the rules of how to survive a zombie attack.
Oh yeah, I gotta have cardio. Not too good at it though. As you can see, I'm a couch potato.
Now, how long would you survive?
That's a good question. How long would I survive? I would hope for a pretty good while.
Which weapon would you choose to use in one?
Definitely a gun and not a bat, because I don't like getting as close to them as I did. I had the bat in the movie and I had to actually go up and swing and hit him, and I think it would take longer to kill a zombie with a bat than it would with a gun. Just pop, pop, and run. There'd
be less blood on you too.
Oh, yeah. But most of that I got at the beginning when I got sprayed. So screamed and got it in my mouth and tasted like strawberries.
I was about to say, was that corn syrup or?
I'm not really sure. All I know is it tasted like strawberries and smelled disgusting at the end of the night. Probably didn't help that I was sweating, but it would curl my hair and I'd have it covered in me, and then I'd go to take a shower and I'd look down at the drain and hear this Psycho song playing in my head. It's pretty fun. Just watch it go down. You can see pictures of that on my website and on MySpace. Just I'm connected with TerraVision.
Okay, you've recently seen the trailer.
I absolutely love the trailer. For the longest time, we kind of dropped off the face of the earth with the Rabies film, and we didn't know what was going on with it because editing takes such a long time and it's a long process. So I can understand that, but then I hear that the Rabies trailer is up and I go online and I absolutely love it. It makes me excited to watch Rabies and see how it is. All of it, I loved it. It was really good. I didn't expect it to be so good. I didn't know what to expect from TerraVision, and I had seen rated B movies before and they were lower quality. But this one, I think it's going to be a good quality. I think it's actually going to be a good movie. I'm excited. Hope you guys are.
Well, is there anything you want to, promote or any?
Yeah, my website. Go to me.
What is it?
I am Sarepta Thuray online. That's a hard name to spell, but just look for Not So Sweet and Innocent. You can see my pictures on there. I model for a photographer up in Louisville, Scott Slusher. He is a wonderful photographer, kind of the creepy, dark-sided pictures. You should go to flickr.com, search Scott Slusher. You're gonna love his work, guys. You're gonna love it. Buy his work. Buy my stuff too. Heck, buy TerraVision stuff. Promote us. Come see our premiere.
Well, since we are at the actual house that Rabies was filmed in, you want to give a tour of?
Sure, yeah, definitely. Do a tour.
Okay.
Up. So we are in the house of Rabies, aka my house. Things we had to film around. One of my favorite things, how we didn't have guns in the house. But as you can see, we have a fully stocked gun cabinet in my house. All of these had to be removed. That was tons of fun. Also, no TV and no computer. We've got technology here. I am not a hobo. We've got a TV over there. Tons of fun. Trying to film around this, not so much. Also, it's really big in here. Got lots of lights, so it became very, very hot. Try to fit about, about 70 completely. The zombies, we're having to squish them in corners when scening is going on and shutting off the refrigerator. So much fun. Come on down the hallway. So we've got the main hallway here. This is where all of us were running around and coming up and down the hallway from the room where we find the guns and carrying our chairs out and the front door where the zombies were coming in. One of my favorite things is if you look at our front door, the zombie stuff has not come off. It is still there. We've got random fake blood around the house, in the bathroom, up and down the hall. Another thing that was hard to shoot around is family pictures. We had wonderful family pictures. I don't really, I'm kind of happy some of these pictures weren't shown. I'm just not going to focus in on that one. And this is the room that we found the guns in. It's actually my father's room. It's not very different from the movie, except that the bed's been slept in, and we've got a few random things around. He's kind of a non-messy, non-living person. He just sleeps in here. There is actually a bathroom in there. Most people think that Jessica runs into nothing, but there is an actual bathroom. Woohoo. Of course, you get to see my room.
Now, this wasn't in the movie.
This was not in the movie, but I do indeed live in this house. I've got my technology still and my wonderful bed.
Wow.
This was not in the...
Now, I see a picture of Don Lynn over there.
Yes, you do see a picture of Don Lynn. Don Lynn gave this to me after the screening. And it just says, Sarepta, nice working with you. Would love to work with you again. Hearts and kisses, Don Lynn. It's a cool picture, too.
It is.
I had to pick that one. All the guys were like picking her clothes, and I was like, heck yeah, look at that one. Booyah.
Yeah, that's a very sexy picture. Right
Yes,
there.
it is. It really is. I wouldn't mind getting a picture like that.
Wow. Did you get anything from Misty?
Websites of where to find her corsets.
Ah.
She wears like all these cute corsets, and that's one thing that I have in common with her, so I now know where to go to get those corsets.
Ah.
Yay, fun times there. So it is a big house, but there's not really much to show. We had people's stuff piled up everywhere. The chair was sitting there, and the zombies would. There's some zombie makeup. There's some fake blood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you keep those because memories?
Memories, sweet memories, sweet memories. But yeah, so zombie makeup is not easy to come off. Kind of hurts. Got some good pictures of Garrett pulling it off. His chin's falling off. He ran into something. But yep, that completes the tour of the Rabies house, and I get to have the joy of living here for the rest of my life. So zombies, come on, you know where to come. Beware. So I got a bat and an axe.
And you have plenty of
And
guns.
plenty of guns.
Okay. Well, I think this has been a wrap. And anything you want to say?
Watch Rabies. Definitely.